Hi, let's get playing. Meditation and mindfulness. To me, meditation is the tool that one uses, the art, the craft that you utilize to find a sense of mindfulness. Oftentimes, people come to a meditation practice with their minds already full of societal influences. Therefore, a guide's initial effort is spent getting everybody on the same page, especially when you're doing it online like this, where we're not in a location where everything is being controlled for you. That's why you hear guides saying, come to a comfortable posture in an undisturbed manner. And that's why first thing in the morning is recommended. Coming to a comfortable posture. Usually I like to invite people and recommend to people that they come into a seated posture. I think it's important to note that that's not always necessarily what one should do. I think with the increase in practice, different postures are certainly okay depending on what you want to do, how you feel right now. That's what's important. You want to be comfortable. You're unique and you're an individual. Today is today and this moment is this moment. And so, you do your own thing. In being a beginner, the recommendation for being seated in an upright manner is that you want to be relaxed, but you also want to be alert because you don't want to fall asleep if you're laying down. But if you can focus and maintain a sense of concentration while you're in a prone posture, if you're laying down on a bed, for instance, then that's fine. But as a beginner, I think it's a more difficult posture to control. So for the sake of brevity in this podcast, we're assuming that everyone is a beginner coming to a comfortable posture. Well, right away, what are we saying? We're saying come to a decision about how we feel, meaning that we need to investigate inside of ourselves. Am I comfortable? Do I need to change something? And while we're in the midst of this inquiry, what are we doing? We're starting to acknowledge our physicality, feeling temperature of our bodies, gravity as it is pulling us down towards the center of the earth. So we have a sense of weight. Within that context, we know that we'd like to have cushions. We want to be comfy, so we put cushions underneath ourselves. Maybe a folded up towel, or you want to put a cushion under the back of your buttocks so that your sacrum is slightly raised and you are more upright in your spinal column. Again, this initial practice where we're seated and we want to be alert as well as comfortable. A couple of other details that one can consider are allowing one's eyelids to close, gently flutter, giving you a sense of light, allowing your optic nerve to pick up any energy that's coming through your closed eyelids can be fun but also purposeful because you realize that there's an orange glow. The light that's passing through your eyelids attains this orangish glow because of the blood. Also, oftentimes, people recommend that one attach your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. We're ready. Also, I'm making the assumption that everyone has a cluttered mind. Okay, so that we start from ground zero and we have done all this preparation and now we're physically comfortable, but our mind is racing with the different influences one can imagine. Having this potential merit an explanation. Rather than looking upon this as a negative, look at it as a positive because that you can multitask in the first place. Oftentimes, people are denigrating themselves and saying, I can't focus. I don't have this ability. It's difficult for me to concentrate, etc. Thinking of it in terms of negativity, but look at it in terms of positivity. The reason we have this is that we have evolved. This is an important aspect of being aware and being alive, having our species exist in the first place. When primates came down from the trees, starting to stand erect in the African savannas, we needed to have all our wits with us. Understand what's going on. This is an evolving story of life. If we take a broader perspective of what's going on, we can utilize these different aspects to our advantage. We find we can investigate our physicality where we have already been brought by our guide, can be yourself as much as someone else, to look into our physicality. What's your temperature? Are you comfortable? What are you listening to? What are you seeing? Are your eyes closed, or did you allow them to remain open? I suggest that you close your eyes because you want to limit all of these different influences to a bare minimum so that we can focus our attention on what's being presented to us verbally rather than what we're seeing visually. Here we go. What are we feeling inside? Feeling your temperature, of course. Please put your fingertips together from one hand to the other and begin noticing what sensations you feel. Do you feel the pulse of your heart? Does focusing on your fingertips enhance your overall receptivity of feeling? Do you feel your pulse also in different parts of your body? Do you feel your body undulating with this pulse? You have 60,000 miles of vascular system. Yes, I said 60,000 miles of vascular system. So there's always this pulse going on. Your cells always need to be fed. That's why we breathe. So you feel your temperature, you feel your pulse. If you have a difficulty with your pulse, use two fingers from one hand for a moment. Put them on your wrist crease under your thumb on the opposite hand, palm up, and feel your pulse. That's your radial artery. Do it for a moment or two. Oh, there it is, right? And then put your fingers, just your fingertips together, and find your pulse here, if you haven't already. Having found it here, allow and accept that you're pulsing everywhere and finding your pulse everywhere, or in different places. You don't have to find it everywhere. If you find it everywhere, you'll sense an undulation of your whole body. It's kind of cool. It's very soothing and relaxing and calming. When we were conceived and first began to feel inside of our mother's womb, this is the feelings that we had. The warmth, the pulse. A sense of tranquility. A sense of calm. A sense of being satisfied, allowing and accepting ourselves just to be here. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Deepening our awareness of ourselves. Effortlessly. Just allowing our natural, organic being to grow in awareness. We've been doing this all our lives. We're paying attention more than usual right now. And all the lives of those who've come before us in evolution, all of our generations, our parents, their parents, their parents, their parents, their parents. The physical metabolic characteristics change slowly over time. Primates, humans, and all of the four ancestors we had for the last 500 million years that have been out of water, have been breathing so that they can feed their heart oxygen, and the heart can then distribute it through a vascular system. It's all part of being a creature, and that's what we are, in my opinion. Please linger for a few moments in a sense of grace, of your awareness. I'm sure that by this point you also are witnessing. And I use the word witnessing importantly because we don't want to become a judge and a jury. We want to be open-minded. We want to have a feeling of curiosity in what we're doing. So these two words are very important, curiosity and witnessing. I ask you to consider this while you are focusing now on your breathing. You're noticing this going on. Add the two together. While you're breathing, pay attention also to your heart's pulsing. And make that playful. Make that curious. Make it joyful. Here you are. You're witnessing the miracles of life. Feel awe. Feel a sense of reverence that we are alive and that we have all these capabilities that we've been endowed with. It's awe-inspiring. This is one of the results that we want from a practice, that we not only come to terms of allowing ourselves and accepting ourselves as creatures, but to have a wider perspective that we're part of something inconceivable, creation, or God, whatever word you use. Here then is an opportunity for us to combine our own physicality with a perspective of the greater sense of creation. How much better does it get than this? Focusing again on one's pulse, on one's flowing breath, of one's awareness of oneself and creation that we're immersed in. Each of us is immersed in the atmosphere within the context of a solar system, of a galaxy, of our universe. Being at peace, just allowing yourself to take it all in. The magnificence, the wonder, the awe of you, of your awareness. Linger here for a few moments. Remembering how easy this is. How rewarding it feels to be in awe. Allowing tears to puddle in your eyes. That you and I are so lucky just to be alive, to be aware, to be here now. This is what one means by this. I'm going to call it a day. It's Thanksgiving, all right? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.